Hi there and Hi there and welcome to Bustthenet. Yes, this is the show I like to call Gamechanger. It's a chance for me to get into your safe and make some recommendations. Sometimes they're straightforward, sometimes they're not. We have a safe here from someone called Mark Miller. He's managing Preston North End, as you can see, 200 to 1 outsiders. The year is 2019, so he's just recently been promoted, and that's not too bad. And he's doing okay in the league. Two wins so far, Bournemouth and Chelsea. Chelsea, massive 6-0 win. Very impressive. But he's already lost one game against Spurs and a match against Watford. So what do we do? Right. So generally I can skip through the whole thing and go team report, blah blah blah, do the comparison. But I guess you guys have seen enough of the show to know how to do all this, right? I mean, like, you've seen me do this so many times. So like the most important thing I want to check out is jumping reach. 14 is the number to beat for the league. You're 13, above average, okay, not too bad. Then let's look at strikers and acceleration. Here we go. Not the fastest, but still Arsenal, you gotta be wary about them whenever you play them. So overall though, what you want to do is you want to analyze your team like this. So you have your own filter set up. So I have my filter set up, and I like to look at my defenders like this, and then I'll have a very good idea of what they're capable of doing. Acceleration, not a very fast defense. Jumping reach, fairly strong at the back, and you've got 17 and 16, as you can see. It's important to know what the league average is, and then work your way around that. So here, very solid in the air, quite a number of your defenders. Got Tom Clark, Paul Huntington, he's injured. This is interesting. He's coming back in 4 days. Acceleration, not very fast, either one of them. You've got Hoge Mere. He's not too bad. Anticipation, concentration. Concentration is a pretty important attribute for defenders, especially depends on the kind of system you want to play. Anytime you want to play with a high line of engagement, right, or if you want to press high up the pitch, your defenders have to have good concentration, because you're playing so high up the pitch. One mistake, just one mistake at judging the delivery of the ball, and the ball gets behind your back line, no amount of acceleration is going to help you then. So concentration, positioning is really, really important here. So concentration is like 11. Tom Clark 15, not too bad. Pretty average, 15. Now, what's the how do you know what the numbers are to beat? It's like you need to check the league average. So what concentration is an important attribute for a defender. So this is something that we have to be very mindful of. And then we look at, I'm going to look at your training very quickly. So you've done something which is works on certain attributes. Now this is going to stand you in good state, I guess, with FM19, because this approach is a pretty good approach. Here, balance generally means it's general training, where you're working on all attributes, and then when you go to attacking, you're focusing on certain attributes. A good period of time is like 3 months. Generally, we're not saying attributes will explode in 3 months. It's like a good balance to have, because if you divide a season into like, you don't really get 12 months. You get like something like 10 months. Then this is 3, 6. There's 2 blocks there. You can work on the team. Here you've done fitness and attacking and balance. This is pretty solid, because here you're working on things like acceleration. You're working on stamina, strength, and teamwork. And here you're working on first touch, passing. So this is pretty solid. This is pretty impressive. Okay, let's look at your whether or not you are okay. So you've done, it's heavy, that's not too bad, but during periods of time when there is a lot of matches to be played, you might want to drop the training down to average. So I rather do average than remove the rest day. I get a workload of medium, that way it's doable. I don't get too many injuries. So as you can see now, if you go here, the workload is still heavy and medium. Some of the other players, what you can do in terms of their training is to reduce the intensity level if they have a high injury risk. So you go to medical center, you check this out, right? So very high injury risk, because they combine load, training load, and injury susceptibility to give you this value over here. So now the match load is light for these players. But what about the guys who are heavy? So Casper Dolberg, heavy. Got a high injury. High injury risk is okay. So whenever you play a game, you see him get a knock, think about taking him off. That's how I approach it. So honestly, nothing wrong here. Financially, your team is doing okay. Wage budget solid. Transfer budget solid. Okay. So what your approach so far is in those areas is very, very good. Now, the next thing we do is we take a look at games that you've played. Before I go into these games, let's take a look at your tactic. So let's just I see a 3-4-1-2, one of my favorite tactics at the moment. Okay, so this is a solid 3-4-1-2. The only thing here that I would worry about is this. Okay, this role here, the ball winning midfielder support. Now, whenever you play with two players in midfield, like two central midfielders, the ball winning midfielder becomes an issue because he might close, because of his closing down instructions, he tends to have a large area of influence. He might go missing, which is one of the reasons why I really prefer the Carrello, because the Carrello zones in on this area here. So you don't really find him going missing. But the ball winning midfielder can end up on this side of the pitch. And when that happens, you open this whole flank up. And it's a bit of a concern. Secondly, you got an F9 dropping, you got an attacking playmaker dropping. Now, both these roles, they kind of, I'm not saying they're both playmakers, but because he hangs on to the ball a lot, and he hangs on to the ball a lot, and these guys are running away a lot, so he's roaming and running away a lot. There's a fair bit of, I don't know what the hell is going to happen in your transitions here in this thing over here. So I'll be looking at maybe tweaking this slightly in terms of what you can bring to the table. If you got this player here, now when you play with an F9 needs high decisions. So you've only got 11. So let's look at your squad and see whether you've got anybody here who can play in the final third as an F9. Right, so it's when you go into this kind of a situation where you want to use an F9, start looking at whether he has the necessary attributes. Decision making, well, we've only got one player who's got high decision making. His name is Emiliano Marcondes. Okay, so he's got 14 for decision making. Determination 9. When I'm down and out, I can sing a song for him because he's not going to be around. Work rate 11, not very, very impressive. Passing is okay, vision is okay, balance is okay, acceleration is okay, first touch is okay, composure is okay, finishing is okay. Yes, he is probably the player I'd use as a F9. He's the only player, but however, he's not the best, but he's the only player here who can play as an F9. You've got Casper Dolberg, who can play as an F9 as well, because he's got dribbling, he can bring the ball up, he's got fairly good balance. So you've got these two players who can play as F9s. Right. But what does an F9 bring to this tactic? A lot of, see, you got two players who are going to be dropping off, and you're going to be looking for one player to find goal scoring opportunities. These guys are not really going to link up play very well. Okay, so that's a bit of a concern. So now let's look at a game that you've played. So let's just check comprehensive highlights. So here what I'm worried about is your transitions. Now, whenever I create any tactic, the first thing I do is I look out for how we play in a transition. So you're playing from right to left. Emiliano, Michel, Diop, Earl plays it to Pearson back to Earl. I'm looking at whether or not your boys can pass the ball. So far it looks okay, right? So they got passing options. There we go. First issue that we have here, this position here, which is you got a situation here already, because he's not going to have a lot of great passing options. The only passing option he really has is one over the top. They place a great pass to Emiliano and you lose possession. So that really was down to the fact that Micheli was all the way on this side of the pitch. So this is a bit of a concern, because your transition wasn't very good. Here we go again, Micheli and these two players. Now let's go back to your tactic again. So he's playing as a playmaker, and this guy is Pearson is a ball winning midfielder. So we go back to the game. Hopefully I can find the game one more time. All right, pitch. So we got Pearson as a ball winning midfielder, and this guy's a deep line playmaker. You can just watch what Pearson is doing. Pearson is all over the shop. Okay, ball goes wide. Pearson goes into close down. He's all the way on this side of the pitch. Then he runs here. Then he goes this way. Then Pearson is on this side. He's gone all the way here. He's joining this group. You've opened up this entire flank. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys are opened up. So this is not good. You see where Pearson is now? Right now? That's the ball-winning midfielder. That's how he performs. He's gonna be trying to help everybody out. So it's like he plays like me when I used to play football. I mean, I used to get scolded by the coach. You know, you stick to your assigned area. Don't run all over the place thinking that you're Superman. So he thinks he's Superman right now. So he did nothing for your transition, right? So that's poor. So now it goes back to Huntington. Ball-winning midfield and support is very high up the pitch. You got DLP over here. They won't pass it to the DLP because the DLP is not a very good passing option. Plays it out to Earl. Earl plays it to Emiliano. Dolberg is away. F9 is too far away. He's inside the box. Okay, he gets a header across. But against a two-man central midfield, a 4-2-3-1, you should have been controlling this match. Transition again. We play it through. It's a bit disappointing. The link up play is this two. I'm actually looking at these two more than anything else. So far we haven't seen a transition which has developed from defense all the way to a really good chance on goal. So we're looking out for that because that is going to be an indication your tactics is pretty good. Bakuzen goes wide. Nice goal. Very nice goal. Down the track, it's a really good goal scoring opportunity that was converted. That's nice. Again, you can see how these two are reacting. Ball goes out. Pearson is out of position. Lingard again. You see where Pearson is at the moment. So you got 1, 2, 3 against 3. This needs to be tweaked slightly. The midfield roles. Eriksson, Conte plays it out to Vertonghen. Defensively, you have the players to hold off most teams. But what are you going to do in terms of defending Bakuzen? Now, we can have a highlight. When you play with 3 guys up top, you can have a high line of engagement. But what this means is you're basically closing down and playing with prevent shot goalkeeper distribution. And these 2 instructions, basically. But when you do that, you're going to create gaps in your side because those 3 guys are going to be so high up the pitch. So your boys in the middle really have to win the ball. And this means they have to hold their shape really well. So when you play with a ball-winning midfielder, you're not going to get that. So we got Kaisera. Again, defending well. You're not winning the ball and you're not doing something with it. So 16 minutes in, same thing. When I'm looking at this, I already know what I need to do. But I'm just going through the transitions so you can see more examples. Right now, what I'm seeing is there's not enough build-up play on your left. Right? You have one chance, which is good, which we want to try and create, which is the ball down the flanks to create a goal scoring opportunity, which is from your wing back down the channels, which is just one route to goal at the moment. So we want to see whether we can what's the problem with the second route on goal. Okay, Emiliano too far away. Okay, not too bad. Prevent shot goalkeeper distribution. Now, corners. That's not a bad corner routine, provided he can actually do something with the ball. But again, ball winning midfielder is totally out of position. That's why your defensive transitions aren't working out. So you're not really controlling midfield because of the combination of the ball winning midfielder and the other midfielders. The ball winning midfielder and the DLP. Cross again, left flank needs to. Okay, what can we do to tweak this slightly? First up, during the transitions, when you're building up play, you want to control the game a bit more. So how do we do that? We actually we have to attack narrow, so to speak. Meaning the wing backs have got to look internally for their passes. They got to work with the midfielders, and then they've got to pull the ball. They've got to make the movement. The team has to move as a unit. So far, Pearson is already a yellow card, so now he's a liability. Emiliano, great pass through the middle. Okay, that's your AMC. Okay, so we've seen enough actually. 2 things here. First up, your your front group are not holding the ball for the other players to support them to get into play. So your front three are not bringing the rest of the team into play. So that's something that's missing at the moment. So we don't see a lot of transitions where you're controlling the game, and this, you're at home here, so you should be doing a lot more to control the game in midfield. As you can see, most of the time you spend, we see your team defending. Bakuzem with the ball now, holds the ball up. Emiliano, this is a very good transition, but still, the problem isn't your movements up the pitch. The problem really is controlling your own, defending your own third, because you're not winning the ball enough in your own third. And Pearson is all over the shop again. Opens up the entire left flank. So, okay, so we've seen enough. Enough is enough. Okay, Pearson, you're no longer playing this role. You're playing a Carrillo. Okay, we're going to sort that one out straight away. He's going to be a Carrillo. You can be a DLP. This role up top is the one I'm concerned about. Dolberg is roaming. So he's always going to be on his own. He's always going to be running off on his own and doing his own thing. We don't want the three of them to be their own thing kind of players, because we've got an attacking playmaker here. We got a own thing kind of guy. And we got another hero over here. So overload structure. This is literally going to turn into one of my tactics. So what we're going to do here is we got cross from deep, not necessary. Sit narrow, cut inside the ball is okay. Close down much more is okay. All right. So what does this do? We can remove tackle harder. Okay. Sit narrow is not a bad instruction. We can remove tackle harder. We can remove mark tighter. Okay. So they don't get skinned. Now ball playing defender, I'd rather change this guy into a central defender on defense. This guy, we'll leave them unchecked for our next match. So here up top, we got Marcondes playing as a playmaker, gets into opposition area, moves to the channels, plays 1-2s, run with ball often. Very nice. Okay, we got F9 here, runs wide with ball. No, that was the problem that I saw in this tactic. We want him to drop off and get this wing back into. I want this guy to actually play the ball back, so we get the wing back into a more dangerous, becomes a more dangerous outlet now. But here, this guy complete forward. No. Can be a poacher on attack. That's it. It's a simple role. Why have I gone with a poacher on attack? Move into channels. Okay, wait, hold on. We got other options as well. I can choose advance forward. Really test the defensive line out. And runs wide with ball. Okay, why run wide with ball for this guy? Because this wing back and support is not really going to be playing a major part in transitions. He's just going to be holding the play up. But this, what Dolberg will do is he's going to run wide with the ball, and then he's going to be able to cross the ball. He's got the attributes for it as well. Look at that. Crossing 12, dribbling 14, gets away from players, acceleration 15, plays with back to goal. Immediately we'll change him and put him here. I just saw a place with back to goal. So if he's going to play with his back to goal, then I might as well get him to play as a defensive forward, because that's literally what a defensive forward will do. So now we've got this guy, Bakuzen. Okay, not too bad. Bravery, not needed. Runs with ball, down right, plays 1-2s, not balls pass. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we've got those instructions set up. Shoot less often, few risky passes. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, we've got most of the instructions set up, and generally these are just the small tweaks I make, because Dolberg plays with back to goal. So if he's going to be a back to goal player, it's because his player trait is going to override whatever he's doing up top. So he's got a complete forward attack who's playing with his back to goal, playing in an attack duty. Nah, won't work. I mean, it could work, but I mean, the could is a big, huge could. Okay, Mamadou Koulibaly, I just like the name, so we're going to put you in on the bench. Yeah, Mamadou Koulibaly, because I like your name. See, the rationale that I use whenever I play this game completely makes absolutely no sense. Okay, but that's the kind of player that I am. Alan Brown, I want this guy. I like his name. Koulibaly. Okay, so we got Pearson here. Now we have to look at the player traits to see what they do. Okay, argues with the officials, doesn't really matter. Dictates tempo, looks for pass rather than attempting to score. Okay, dives into tackle, makes for a very good ball winning midfielder. Okay, so okay, Carrillo can, looks for simple passes, won't see him doing too much. Places shot, dictates that tries. Okay, that's fine. Miss Sally will try the hero pass. That's okay. We got wing back. Let's look at our wing backs. Okay, we got wing back Dickman. Runs the ball down the right. Okay, unfortunately for Dickman, he's not very fast either. Okay, so we got Daniel Fisher. Okay, Daniel Fisher. We're going to use Fisher for this game. Rafael Diarra. Oh, you've got some half-decent players in this team. Okay, so we've got Duke. Okay, I'm going to turn Duke into a ball-playing defender. On stopper. Okay, so we got Davis. Here, jumping reach is 70. You can tackle. Then Hilame. Oh, I don't know how you pronounce this name. Okay. Alright, doesn't really tackle very much, so this guy is going to be really important. Okay, so ideally, the challenge right now is your defenders. This defending position is not very strong. We got Tommy Spur. Okay, so we got Mary and Tom Clark. Tom Clark will get on the bench. We got Ben Davis. Ben Davis is here. Okay, so Ben Davis can play here. So you got Ben Davis, Tommy Spur, Josh Earl. Josh Earl is a wingback on the left flank. Okay, your wingbacks are not too bad. Okay, we got Josh Earl. I'm going to put Josh Earl here. Okay, so we got Josh Earl playing there. Why have I gone with Josh Earl? Because he's got pretty good acceleration. He's got decent positioning. He can pass the ball. He's got decent tackling. So he's not too bad. Okay, so these are the players that I've identified that we can use going forward for your next game. Of course, this guy was injured. We got Dober and Marcusen playing on top. So we've already played the game against Stoke City. We actually did a few things in this game. So we started out the game, and what we're trying to achieve here is a bit more midfield integrity. Just make it harder for them, opposition sides, to find goal scoring opportunities through the middle. And we played on a wide setting at the start, and then we moved to narrow, and then we did all kinds of things. Like we also went short up. We did one-touch passing with your side. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this tactic, right? So with your players, and as you can see here, we played this on control fluid. In terms of how your boys are covering the spaces, is perfectly. It's really good, because here your advanced forward came back to help defend. Plays it back to your A. Plays it over the top for Dolberg. We should have really scored from that. Dolberg was playing as an F9 in this setup. Michel picked up a yellow card very early in this game, 3rd minute in fact, and he was playing as a DRP on defense, but we didn't make any changes, so it was fine. He doesn't have an extreme aggressive setting, so it's okay. Now, one thing I did notice, right, and we had to fix this on the fly in the game, was your set pieces. Your set pieces are not set up correctly. So I had to go into your set pieces and set it up differently. You don't have two guys, two strikers up top. Now, I'm not saying it's a must, but it's not. If you wanted to create a set piece routine that is able to hit teams on the after defending a corner, then you really want two guys up top. Now, notice when I played with two guys up top, what happened? Dolberg was one of the strikers that receives the ball, plays it to Emiliano. You know, it's the beginning of a beautiful counter-attacking system. So we managed to score 1 goal from a set piece here. You want to make sure that your set piece routines are set up correctly. So you want to have 2 players, at least attacking. You definitely don't want to use SBI, which is stay back if needed. Never use SBI. If you're going to have a set piece routine, decide who is going to be attacking. Another thing that we noticed very quickly in the match was when you're attacking deep, free kicks, right? You know, you've got those indirect deep free kicks set up. Please do not keep your central defenders back, because you've got 3 central defenders. So if you're going to be attacking a free kick, a deep free kick, you want to have all 3 central defenders up top, so that when you attacking those free kicks, you've got the deep free kicks, you've got these 3 central defenders up there as viable target. So that's something that you want to do. So here we actually went, I think it was in the 22nd minute. We're still playing control fluid. We're still playing a bit wide. We haven't started one-touch passing yet. But as you can see, the difference it makes when you have a Cairelo instead of playing with a ball-winning midfielder is kind of big in this game. So you can play with a ball-winning midfielder, but he's going to be a lot higher during a transition. So here we got Emiliano, we got our Cairelo here now. See, the two of them, they're in a very good position, so they can support each other. So the Pearson doesn't, the ball-winning midfielder doesn't go missing. See here again, you can see the ball-winning midfielder. The Cairelo is actually helping you recycle possession, something that we want to see. So you get lots of passing options here for all the players. In fact, you're able to drag this team out of shape and create a very good goal scoring opportunity. See, this is something that was missing in some of your other matches. So what we did after this was we actually turned this into a control fluid one-touch passing system. So we went into the setup, and team instructions was to play shorter passing, and we went to the wing backs and we went to the Cairelo and told all of them to pass it shorter. There was very little that Stoke City could do to defend against your team. Most of the time your boys good off the ball movement, off throw-ins, and you scored 2 goals from set pieces. But what you did was, which was I thought was more effective, was the way your midfield 2 was now in a position to help with starting counter-attacks or starting attacking moves. I would definitely change the role of remove the ball-winning midfielder from your setup and play with the Cairelo. I would change, if I was playing a match where I want to unleash my wingback on the right flank and turn him into an attack duty, then I would play that player as I'll play the Dolberg position, which is the F9 position. I'll turn him into a defensive forward. So if I want to use an F9, it's when I turn my wingback onto support. If I want the wingback on attack, then I want a defensive forward. Why? Because then I got more players looking to find the wingback on attack, who should be a very dangerous option. Darnell Fisher is a very, very good wingback, so you've got lots of options. In this match, we decided to not to turn up the ante. So we played a very conservative game where we wanted to control possession of the ball and not overcommit. So as you can see, lots of very good attacking moves that Preston North End could create. So your wingbacks do get into very good positions. All that's lacking is the final touch, the final finish. That's all. Brown, we brought him on. Dolberg again. As you can see, the transition is good. We can play one-touch passing from defense into attack by changing the team instruction to play short passing, as well as telling the support players to play short. Except, of course, for the DLP. The DLP was told to play direct and play more risky passes. So overall, I think your team has the capacity to do well. So all you have to do is do this: close down more, run more with ball, F9 when you need to. If you want to use this guy as an attack duty, turn this guy into a defensive forward. AP and attack, close down more, moving the channels. You can also use an attacking midfielder. You'll be using the same play instructions, or you can use an engage. Wingback or support, sit narrow, close down much more. Remove your tackle harder and mark tighter. DLP can be told to play more direct with risky passes if you wanted to, or you can leave him on. If his decision making is good, you can just forget about it, because I think Misiali has got one very good player trait, and that is to try long range passes. And then we've got the 3 boys at the back. This guy should be played as a ball playing defender because he has the brings ball out of defense player trait. Makes him a very good outlet. Now I removed the play shot, so the super keeper now can initiate counter attacks on his own too. So yeah, see, you got plenty of players who can do things here. So drop deeper, use outside threat, prevent shot giver, play much wider. The reason why I have drop deeper is because we don't want to commit too many players to the attack. Now you can of course go camping by playing normal, but if you want to go overload or fluid or structured or whatever shape you want to play, then make sure that if you're going to be playing overload or attacking, just drop it to slightly deeper. It's a bit more of a security thing than anything else to keep it more assured. So this is how we played, and I think your players are more than good enough to finish in the top 5 position in the league table. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Game Changers. If you have any questions, find me. You can always look me up on Twitter at Bustthenet or addictedtofm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You make these kind of shows possible for the rest of the community. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.